Hello everyone, I'm CrypticFox, and we are back. It's been about 2 weeks since we played Oxygen Unincluded, but we're back here with our Freeze Grave colony on the Rime Asteroid. And I have to say, things have been going relatively well, and maybe I shouldn't say that because it's usually when everything goes off the rails, but we have quite a bit of food, far more than our duplicates need, actually. Oxygen needs are pretty good. We're meeting those without any real trouble. I would like to expand out a little bit and use a different oxygen supply system. We have been using algae so far. So it'd be nice to swap out and maybe start using electrolyzer system for that. So I think that's probably what we'll focus on tackling tonight. But we do have lots of oxygen for now. Even our temperatures in the colony are getting to be pretty good. Things are sort of hovering in that green range. We do need to improve temperatures around the farming area a little bit yet. But the plants are growing. We're getting food out of them. And we even have a second crop of food growing down here, which we're starting to warm up. We're starting to get a few mushrooms down here. But not a really huge farm down there just yet. Still more expanding to do there. But welcome everyone who's here in the chat so far, or if you're watching on the channel afterwards, welcome as well. Special shout out, of course, to our top tier channel members: Zirian Zelos, Mattia Z, Josh, JDog11, Nabs1, The Scrub, Still Snow, Toolkit 71, Durgan 8D, and Kathleen Hart. Thank you all very much for those mistakes were made top tier channel memberships. The support is very much appreciated, and is actually one of the ways that I was able to purchase a new video card for my computer this week. So thank you again very much for all that support. So today, I think we're probably going to focus a little bit on some of that oxygen production, and then maybe try to expand out the colony a little bit. We're going to bring in some more duplicates. We have a duplicate actually available right now, so we'll choose a blueprint to bring in a duplicate here. Maybe do something a little bit different for our first duplicate tonight. There is somebody who can't make it to the streams tonight, or pretty much any night, but she's been a long time supporter of the channel with the channel membership, Kathleen Hart. So we're gonna bring her in as our first duplicate tonight, and then we'll continue to pick duplicates from the chat as per usual. But I know she's been looking for a duplicate and can never make it to the stream, so I wanted to help appreciate that. So we have germ-resistant, quick learner, and uncultured. Athletics and medicine, medicine and strength. I'm gonna go with medicine and strength over here. We'll take Ellie. She's uncultured. She's anemic though. Decreased athletics. That's not great. Pacifist. You know what? Maybe we'll take Abe. Nope. Never mind. I'm undecided, but we're gonna go with Camille because Camille, the yokel, isn't really gonna affect us at all. We don't have any research left to do anyway. And actually, she'll have 3 different things we can spend points on that won't affect her stress. So I'll take that. Richard with the super chat. No way, this is Fox playing going too well. Take that, Richard. Yeah, really the thing is... Oh, are they a stinky person? Wait a minute. No, stress reaction, vomiter. Nobody's stinky. Nobody's got flatulence. We're okay. So this is going to be Kathleen Hart. Thank you so much for the support, Kathleen. All right, so let's bring that duplicate in. That gets us up to 12. Now, we do have enough beds over here built for the duplicates already, so we can take up to, another 3, so we'll get about 15 duplicates in here. And to your point, Richard, the reason the colony's been doing so well is probably because we haven't been taking duplicates at the same rate I normally do. So in our standard colony, I just sort of grab them as quickly as we can. We just keep letting them all flow in like crazy. And, yeah. That's when we start to struggle with food, we struggle with oxygen, things get a little worse. This time I decided to pace myself because it was an asteroid I wasn't familiar with, but now we're pretty much set on Easy Street, which is pretty sweet. Super chat from I'm Groot. Do you have dupes with crutches? Lol, JK. Thanks so much for the super chat, Groot. And actually, I'm Groot just had surgery, and my buddy Nate is doing a Kickstarter to help him cover some of his medical costs, because I know there's a huge deductible there. I don't think you should have spent that $5 there, Groot, but I appreciate it. But if you look on Twitter, what do you call it? I forwarded it, or no, I retweeted. Man, I can't even, my brain's not working. I retweeted the Kickstarter for supporting Groot there if anyone wants to help out. And Still Snow with a super chat. Am I still live? Lol. Yep, everybody's still live. It's been 2 weeks since we played, so just as a refresher, here's our duplicates that we have in the colony. We have Still Snow, JDog11. We have the Scott of Dupe Arctic. I can't remember who that was exactly. It was one of the Scots. We have a few Scots that pop in. Doopy McDupeface, again, I can't remember who that was. Zach Rhino, Dan Higgy, Poblani Pepper, Brettaloo, The Scrub, Sir Giorgio, Amanda McQuaid, and now Kathleen Hart. And we'll be bringing in at least 3 more duplicates as well. See how well that goes. Who let in the natural gas? Well, the natural gas, I think, was something that from when I had pumped some gas down to here. So up in the top here, we have a geyser that is set up for natural gas. Unfortunately, this thing is dormant right now. So, fantastic on that. Active period is 49.7 cycles every 97.9. It's not going to turn on for another 3.3 cycles, so I have this sitting idle. But I think I let some gas get in here by letting it escape out, and then it sort of drifted down. So it wasn't so much a flatulent dupe as it was we got gas out here, and then someone opened the door, and it sort of drifted in. Not enough to cause any real problems. I think they changed the way that the plants look at the gas pockets around them now, so they won't pay attention just to those really low concentration gas things that are drifting around, and they'll continue to grow a little more consistently. Hopefully that's the case. Otherwise, the natural gas is going to be a minor problem, I might say. Could you be a duo, Aussie, please? A duo? I mean, a duplicate? I make no promises. I kind of pick them as I go along, but I try to reward the people that do the super chats and stuff first, and then once those are all covered off, then I start to bring in other people as well. That's a lazy event. It is a little lazy. So we've been using the oxygen diffusers here, which aren't bad because I mean they're giving us oxygen, and they're also they're putting it at 30 degrees Celsius, which is kind of nice. But I would like to build a different oxygen system. So we have a pretty large supply chain of polluted water going on right now. We have polluted water coming from our natural gas generators. We have a polluted water vent here that's producing water. It's got germs and stuff in it, but I don't really care so much about that. We're using this as a system to cycle through our base to heat things up, which heats up our farm area a little bit. It's not super warm. It's only about 14 degrees, but it does certainly get there. Hey, Cerberus, how you doing? But it does certainly get into the temperature where it can grow. Now, I want to tap into this and maybe set up a system up here so we can produce some oxygen and pump that into the colony. And the nice thing is I don't think we really need to cool it because we actually need the heat in here. At least for a while. So I think I'm going to do that. The duplicates, they have a way to get out and up above here, but we're going to clean off the whole top area up here so we have a little more space to work with. And then I'm going to plan to put my system up here, and we'll pump the oxygen from up above down into the colony. I'm curious to see what temperature it'll come in at, because it's going to be cold out there. The machines produce heat, but there is a little bit of coldness to offset it, so I don't know. We'll see what happens anyway. It should still be a reasonable temperature for things to grow. How can I efficiently manage a storage system? Well, it really depends. I tend not to focus a whole lot on efficient storage, but you could set up a system. Excuse me. If you have the auto sweepers, you can set up a system that has, like if you know they're picking up resources in particular areas, for example, where is it here? The shipping, the conveyor loader. I think this is the one that actually goes into. It's been a little while since I did this. Yeah, so the conveyor loader, you can set these to be used manually. So, for example, you could put a system like out here. And if you know they're digging up supplies out here for like slime or something of that nature, ice, whatever it might be, you can set it to be loaded manually. So they're over here and they're just picking it up and loading it in, and then have that going over to wherever your storage system is, and then have an auto loader unloading it and putting it into storage for you, or shipping it to whatever resource area you want. I don't know. I tend not to do a ton of stuff with storage. I just sort of slap it all in one place and let my duplicates go crazy. Because I tend to bring in so many duplicates, I haven't worried as much about the efficiency of it because I just sort of overpower it with the number of people I have. Suppose your fancy new graphics card will afford you better performance than Oni? Probably not. I think where the lag comes into Oni is when it's doing all the calculations for things. And that's going to be the CPU, but I guess we'll see. Only time will tell. Oh, you know what? We run out of duplicate, and we didn't give them a skill yet. So Kathleen is good at digging, construction, and doctoring. We don't have a doctor right now, so maybe we'll make her the doctor. Dr. Kathleen. I have a lot of points I could spend, but I'm not really in a rush. Do you plan on playing City Skylines? I have played City Skylines before. I actually have I think I have a couple videos on the channel of it. It's not something I got super into. And I'm probably not going to play it on console, where they're just doing the campus update, I think, is making it to console, but I played that on PC already. So I'm not really anticipating playing it much, no. Up here's where we're going to do our little building. So let's do... We're going to have a triple pump system up here. I want to leave enough space underneath that our duplicates can walk, so they can get by this thing. So we're going to have triple pumps up here. And then this will need to be all surrounded by insulation. We'll put double doors on either side so we can get in and out of this thing. And then up above... Actually, that may not be... Might be enough space there. Hold on. Up above, we need our pump in here for our hydrogen. We're going to do a little bit of oxygen production here with the electrolyzer. So that's going to go into this spot on either side. Airflow tiles under that. I'm just going to use manual airlocks for this one. Actually, no, I need to change this up just a little bit. I want to make it a tiny bit taller. I did have issues before where it would max out on pressure. And I don't want to doing that too much. So we're going to set it up like so. It'll need doors on either side here. Oops, that one's wrong. This should be a pretty good supply for the number of duplicates we have anyway. All that can go across. Alright, so that'll be our little self-powering oxygen system right there. They're going to have a lot of work to do to get this all built. I should probably give them ladders too. They're not going to be able to manage it. There we go. Take a little while to get through all of that. I'm not going to give them too many instructions right now because I have a tendency to give them too many on a regular basis and then I have trouble keeping up. But that's okay. Do I need the insulation? Potentially not. I mean, the temperature out here is -5 degrees. I guess I probably don't in this instance. We could just make this regular tile since we are on the Rime planet. It's already cold. There's not really any harm in just having some regular cooling coming from the outside environment. Everything around it is going to heat up though, so it's not like. There we go. It's not like this is necessarily going to make a huge difference, but. He didn't last in the other colony. It happens sometimes. Sometimes the duplicants, they just don't survive things. You know, through entirely no fault of our own. I've never made mistakes in this game. Any mods tonight? There should be some here somewhere. Doesn't look like any at the moment though. That's all right. They'll catch up. I haven't been streaming a ton lately. I had some stuff going on family-wise, so I didn't stream much at the end of last week. So I'm trying to play a little catch-up this week, get some more video content out, some more streams and stuff as well this week. Next week I have to travel a bit for work, so I'm going to be away the 6th through the 9th, which I think is the Sunday until the Wednesday. I have to travel to Nashville, Tennessee, and then I'll be back after that. Lack of oxygen tends to trigger a significant emotional event. Yeah, they don't like not breathing. I don't know why that is exactly. I mean, who needs air, really? Well, we started to dig all this out over here because I was planning to expand over on this side, too. And I can't remember what I was going to build over here now. Let me check my power grid. I can't... The trouble with not playing for a couple weeks is that I tend to forget what I was working on. It might have been the additional power grid that I was planning to extend out over there. Because we want to get a break room going here somewhere, too. Now that we're bringing in more duplicates, we also need a larger space for our duplicates to enjoy life. A little more of a lunchroom area. So we're going to put a second floor on our lunch area. Make the Great Hall even greater. I think in the furniture is where we get the little water cooler thing. Yeah. So we'll put a water cooler in here. I'm only going to do the statue on the bottom floor. We'll put another fridge up here. And then I can destroy this thing. We'll put a ladder up in the bottom area. Deconstruct this. Give our duplicants some options. There we go. So that should make it all one giant room, and it will all apply. We like the automatic dispenser for super concentrated storage dump locations from Bothgar. Yep. Yeah, you can definitely, like, you can dump, like, an unlimited quantity of things on a singular tile. So that's certainly one way to store. It would it would save a lot of space. So you just have one machine, and then everything gets dropped in the same location. I've never bothered doing that, though. I'm always worried it's going to crash the game on me. Choose a blueprint. Okay, so 3 more duplicants we can pick from here, and then some water. We're not going to get the water. But we'll bring in... do we have a Richard duplicate? Hold on a second. I can't remember if we have a Richard. Doesn't look like we do. Alright. Richard, you're on deck. Okay, so we have suit-wearing operator. Quick learning, early bird, anemic trip. Yeah, that's not good. Farming plus 7 agriculture. That's not bad. Interior decorating. Allergies. Alright, we'll take a Gene. And this one here could be Richard. Welcome to the colony, Richard. Forget Nashville. Come down to Kissimmee instead of Nashville. Yeah, I don't really have a choice. I'm traveling for work, so it's not like a vacation or anything. I kind of have to go there. Name yours Mickey Mouse. All right, hold on. Where is he? Should be at the bottom, right? Yeah, there we go. All right, Mickey Mouse. Can't even see. Welcome to the colony, Mickey Mouse. Hunter pond tiles or farm tiles? Which do you prefer? Depends on what I'm growing. So if I don't need to actually feed water into it, I prefer farm tiles. If I need water, then I prefer hydroponic tiles. I guess that's kind of how I do that. Except that the Brothgar's playing a completely different game than I am. Yeah, Brothgar is actually an engineer by trade, I think. Actually, so he's really good at some of the incredibly complex builds and stuff, which is awesome. I think it's great when people can do some like really cool and interesting things with the game. I get creative a little bit sometimes, but I'm not going to pretend that I'm anywhere close to how he plays the game. I think in here was where I had cleaned out the space here. I don't know if I dug out some algae here or whether it was a case I was going to put a purifier here, but we're going to put a purifier there now. Let's see. Water sieve can go right in here. We're going to take the polluted water output from down here. Send that up and into here. That can come out. Oops. Yep. Didn't want to do that. There we go. Oh, I might as well swap out to a regular floor here, too, so we can collect up the algae. There's no harm grabbing that. That's going to release a bunch of oxygen in here, but that doesn't matter. All right, so that'll be our supply of liquid that we'll need for there. We are going to need to set up a power system out here because these things sort of take a lot of power and they produce a lot of power. So we'll throw that out this way. Take all this out. Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. Now kill Mickey Mouse. No, not Mickey. He can't have lived this many years just to be killed off by me. Hey, Grizzly. I'm good, thanks. How are you? Hey there, hi there, ho there. Don't want me to get copyrighted. Super genius engineer Wile E. Coyote. Alright, oxygen is going to need to flow out of this system, so we'll send that down this way. $500 grams per second we're going to get out of these two, and then this third one is going to give us a little less. But that's okay. Let's use insulated... well, actually, I just use regular gas piping in here. We'll get it to warm up on the way down a little bit. Try to get a net benefit. I think it's going to come out of here pretty cool by the time it runs through the whole colony. But we're going to pump the oxygen toward the lower end of the colony and let it push upwards. And hopefully that will bring a little bit more warmth to our farm area down here. This last pump, I'm thinking we're going to use for exosuits or something. But for the meantime, I guess I could just pump that into the middle here. Dump that right into the living quarter area. Oops. Yeah, that's great. That's totally what I meant to do. We'll give the living quarter some oxidation. So we've got it pretty evenly distributed. That should allow it to spread out pretty evenly in the colony as well. Up here, we do need a little bit of automation. Box Mickey's 90 years old. He needs to be put out of his misery. Oh no! At that point, you know that's not misery. That's like awesome longevity or something. I want to live forever, so I'm not gonna encourage that. Okay, we're gonna need some conductive wire in here because this whole system produces and draws a lot more power than a singular one does. So we'll wire all these things up together. Send that out here. This is going to connect into our hydrogen power production system. We need a double hydrogen generator. Now, we could put a smart battery in this and maybe channel a little bit of extra power out of it. I'm not really super worried about that right now. So that's not going to be my focus initially. We'll just get it all up and running so it's self-sufficient. Did Walt Disney voice Mickey first? He did, yeah. What's your water supply look like for this now? Not fantastic, to be honest. We have lots of ice and stuff around that I haven't melted. But we do have this over here that's producing a good amount of polluted water. We have a couple of other polluted water sources flowing into it. So overflow from our toilet system. Polluted water that's being produced from our our natural gas generators down here, which are currently idle. Actually, everything's idle. What's going on here? I'm all out of power. Nothing's gonna work if I don't have any power. What happened there? Did I run out of coal? Consumable ore. Well, that's weird. I'm at 0 coal. I thought I had crazy tons of it. This thing is running now, and I haven't got it turned on, so that's this will help initially. I want this to be anything above 1,000 grams. I want this pump to turn on. That will draw natural gas out for us. And it should keep a good distinction between these two. Oh, actually, wow, there's a lot of polluted oxygen in here. Alright. That'll give us some power supply again, which would be nice. As long as it can actually run long enough, because this thing's connected to the whole grid. And nothing's running right now. Well, CrypticFox, to read your fun fact. What was your fun fact? The voice of Mickey and voice actor for Minnie got married in real life. Oh, that's cool. Left of colony, the one thing you're going to go after to the left. There was something I was going to do to the left, and I don't remember what it was. I don't remember. I started building this over here. There was a bunch of copper and stuff I was going to go after. Oh, was it the coal over here? There's coal over here. We can go get this. Alright, so we have this here. This will give us a little burst of coal. Some over here. And then, in the meantime, we can send them over here. We can peel the onion over here a little bit, and we'll get some more fantastic coal out of this. Emergency hamster wheels. Oh, well, they are running on a hamster wheel now, so we've got one. It's okay. The system down here should... Yeah, this is kicked on now. So now we're producing plenty of power. Relative to what we're drawing anyway, so it should be fine. We have a bunch of ice down here we could get rid of. I need a better system to melt my ice. I know I can build like temp shift plates, but I actually don't want to drop the temperature of the colony too much. I want to warm the ice up to a point. I just haven't decided how I want to go about it. A lot of coal in upper left too. Yeah, there's a lot outside the colony here, but oh yeah, huge pocket over here. Sweet. Okay, we do need batteries up here, and we are also going to need smart battery. Actually, I'm going to use it. What was I saying? I'm not going to use a smart battery. It doesn't really matter what I make this out of right now, because it's cool enough out here. I don't think these are going to overheat, but we'll put a 4 battery system in here. This entire thing needs to be connected up using our fancy conductive wire so that it doesn't overload. Alright, they've got most of that built now. This is good. We do need power over here. Just tap into this. Sweet. They should rename an SMRT battery in honor of CrypticFox. They should, but then people would have to constantly use it wrong, you know, because it's got to go in line with the name. Gas from electrolyzers comes at a higher temp. No, just put the ice on top of the pipes in place and we're flow. Yeah, well, it comes in at a warmer temperature, but I actually want the heat. It supposedly comes out at like 70 degrees, but it doesn't really ever seem to. Where is it here? Oxygen. It'd be at least 70 degrees or hotter if the input materials are hotter. So what I have found, though, is that because the heat tends to dissipate immediately as it comes out, it doesn't tend to hit that temperature unless you get to high pressure. But we're going to be drawing the oxygen off regularly, so it is going to be on the warm side, but I actually want that heat in the colony bit because things are a little bit on the cooler side. We'll see how much it warms up. Your RL Craft video was absolutely hilarious today. I loved it. Thanks, Mr. McWeldspot. I went splat a whole bunch. I thought I had it all figured out. I summoned those fire elementals thinking they would take care of the tower for me and I wouldn't have to do any actual work. And then lo and behold, I got bumped down there and it just turned into like a whole bunch of chaos in a row. I really thought I had it all sorted. Felt pretty dumb after, though. Do you need to have a degree in chemistry to play this game? No, not so much. I mean, you just have to know, like, the common elements and stuff, and then as long as you can read instructions and stuff, that's relatively straightforward. So the important thing to look at when you're looking at stuff here, so when you're looking at oxygen, for example, the two important things you want to look at are your specific heat capacity and your thermal conductivity. So how much heat can it store up? Things with a higher heat capacity take longer to change temperatures. And then thermal conductivity, how quickly does it give away heat or adopt or take on heat? So just paying attention to these things and looking for the higher numbers depending on what you're trying to do. So if you're trying to conduct heat, you want this to be a high number. If you want it to store a lot of heat, you want this to be a high number. So just pay attention to those things. You don't even need to know the specific numbers and how relevant they are to each other. Heating a loop with the hydrogen is an interesting idea. Yeah, it might be, but we've already got some pretty reasonable temperatures in our colony. I don't know how much heat we really need to generate. I'm actually a little bit concerned that the oxygen we're going to produce is going to overheat the colony. But we'll see what happens. I want to see how the temperature shifts, because we're going to pump the oxygen toward the lower end of the colony and try to get it to warm up our farm area. And I'm going to turn off our oxygen diffusers. I mean, if we need the heat, certainly we could use the hydrogen, but I don't think we're going to need it. Somehow you kept going back in when you could remove the upper floor and let the sunlight up. Oh yeah, I guess I could have done that. I don't make big brain plays in that game. I just go beat things with my face. And then, you know, get my face beaten. That's kind of how it's kind of gone down. Think about the melting ice and snow with the hydrogen. Oh, I see what you mean. Cool off the hydrogen before we destroy it in here, you mean. That's not a bad idea, actually. I'm not entirely sure where I would do that. I guess I could put like a... I could put a little storage bin kind of thing in here, I suppose, and just have the duplicates go up and over it. Instead of like running straight across. So if we did like a little insulated bin in here. Throw a ladder here. We're gonna trap a bunch of duplicates, just you wait. I'm like, wait a minute, how do I get out of here? Do something like that. I get them to drop the ice in here. And then we could use the little hydrogen loop through here and then feed it into our power system. We'll get double usage. It's not a bad idea. We'll see what happens. Okay, we're on duplicate number 14 now. We've got a Ren, a Lindsay, and a Max. Germ-resistant, pacifist, diver's lungs, biohazard, mouth breather. I don't really care about them being a biohazard so much. The germs really aren't that detrimental in this game anymore. The diver's lungs are pretty nice, though. So I think I am Groot can be I am Groot can be the Lindsay here. Some lovely flowing hair you have there. I am Groot. Should throw a fire pole on. I should actually, yeah. This one here in particular. Actually, if I connect this one over here, we can have like a double route to get up to this area up top here. Cut this out. And then we'll plan to put a fire pole like right here so they can get up and down here quickly. Just chisel all this junk out of here. There we go. All kinds of space. Oh, I forgot to finish the dining area. Okay, so we need a bunch of dining mess hall ching. Oops, that's there we are, mess tables. We'll put enough in here we can accommodate like 20, I guess. I don't know that we actually need that many, but this tile needs to be deconstructed. Our fridge needs to be plugged in. Can't have that unplugged. We can deconstruct this wire to recover the metal. This room is 121 tiles. The Great Hall can be a total of 120. Are you kidding me? I'm one tile too big. Ugh. The one tile I broke here is the one that actually made the difference. We'll just stick a tile in here in the corner. It's sloppy, but we'll make do. Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. No dupes have died. We're dupe deathless so far. We sort of took our time with this one a little bit. Where normally I would just take every duplicate that comes along. We stopped at 10 for the longest time, and I got everything established and built up. So we've got like tons of food and tons of oxygen. That's not to say we won't trap somebody in an awkward position and have them die sometime shortly, but for the moment anyway, nobody's dead. Small miracles. You're still alive, Bertaloo. You're still alive. Oh yeah, I meant to disable the water cooler. Thank you. Stop them from filling that thing up all the time. We're going to copy the settings on this fridge and paste it up to here. This fridge is full too. Actually, that's why. Oh, that's why there's all this food sitting on the ground. It's just as well I was building another mess hall. We got food just sitting there, going to waste. Better knock on wood. If I had some wood to knock on, I might consider it. Okay, let's sweep up what's in here. All these little hatches in here. I really should set up a hatch farm. We have a Draco farm. Well, we had a Draco farm, but apparently I wasn't feeding them and they died. Why did I stop feeding them? And I can't remember. I think it was at the time the temperatures weren't enough for the food to grow in here or something. So we have to find some more Dracos. Torture them a little bit. And in the meantime, maybe we could do a little hatch farm down here. I'm going to deconstruct this battery. It's a waste. This storage bin, I don't remember why it was sitting here. What's in here? Coal, oxalite, and rust. Consumable ore was the only thing in here. That's interesting. Let's deconstruct that, because I want all the coal down here. Oh, I had coal-powered generators in here at one point. That's what it was. Okay, but we'll turn this into our little hatch farm for now. It's not going to be awesome, but it'll be good enough. Anything we can do to just kind of get these guys out of the way. We need a station here. Grooming station. They're going to need a little critter feeder. And then a critter drop-off. Hey, Scott, how are you? Switch the Draco farm to hatches. We could do that too, but I want to get some. I want to get some Dracos in here anyway. So I'm gonna leave that the way it is for now, and we'll just build a second one over here. There's hatches running everywhere. Like, we desperately need to wrangle some of them up. They're kind of in the way. All you hatches up here. Let's wrangle you. Not that I have this thing set up to drop them off yet. They gotta build this first, I guess. Here, build that thing. I think we might need more metal. I moved our metal production system. I had something that one of the rock granulators around here, but I think I moved it. Or destroyed it. One of the two. So I guess I'm going to need that down here. Why am I not seeing it? Should be in refinement, right? Refinement. Desalinator, LG. Oh, there it is. Man. Alright. Stick it right on there. They can work in the CO2 conditions to punch the button. Any plans to check out Season 3 and the new map on Apex Legends? I mean, I'll probably play it a little bit, but I don't know that I'm going to play it on the channel. To be honest with you, I still enjoy playing a little bit of Fortnite once in a while and a little bit of Apex Legends, but generally speaking, when I play it on the channel, it's detrimental to my channel's success. So I'm not really inclined to do it, I don't think. So many other games that I could be playing on the channel that I think people that follow the channel will enjoy a little bit more. So that's kind of what I'm focusing on. Besides, I am like the worst kind of trash right now on those shooting games. I did actually just get a key sent to me for Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Breakpoint for early access, but Haven't checked that out. And I think Chapter 3 of The Long Dark is coming out as well. Episode 3, Crossroads Elegy. Is it Elegy or Elegy? I can't remember. But anyway, that's supposed to be coming out soon too, I think. And the company that did that game, Hinterlands, reached out to me about sending out a package for me. So I'm kind of curious to see what that's going to be. Definitely want to play some more of The Long Dark. We still haven't finished out Episode 2, and then we got to do Episode 3 when that's available. So lots to do, but no, I probably won't check out Apex on the channel. I'll probably just play it a little bit on my own. Has your aim degraded from potato to potato chip? Yeah, pretty much. I do a little better on Apex, I find, but I get so dramatically outbuilt in Fortnite. It's laughable. It's like they're playing with children when they're playing with me. It's you know, it's not good. Not good at all. Okay, let's channel this into here. I gotta make sure they can actually reach this. I gotta watch where I'm building this. So if we go all the way down to bottom here, and then we switch this over to radiant gas piping, and then back to insulated, we'll send that into the system here. So that way we can sort of tap into a little ice reserve over here. I'm going to build a walkway across here because their duplicates are kind of going to hop across anyway. And then if we get that bin that does the auto dumping, automatic dispenser, we can just throw that right here. So they can load this with ice. It'll just drop it on the ground under here. Ideally, that will melt. We'll get a little pool of water going. Eventually, when there's enough space in here, I'll have to actually make room for a liquid pump to get it out of there. But we'll see how it melts anyway. Debating between Anno 1800 and Planet Zoo for your next game. Both excellent choices. Both great games. I've only played Planet Zoo a little bit so far. I need to get into that more and get a better handle on all the control mechanisms and stuff. But I was really looking forward to that game, and then I tried to play it on the day of launch, and my computer wasn't working right. And then what is going on here? Insufficient resources, copper. Why did I build that out of copper? Oh, because I was doing refined copper. That's right. All right, we'll make more refined copper. So anyway, I did play it again this another night last week. It was fun, but I'm terrible at it, so I need a little practice. I gotta play it some more a little off stream before I play it again. Because I'm mostly just like flailing around trying to figure out what I'm doing in the game at the moment, and that's not really terribly entertaining, I don't think. Don't underestimate children. Well, okay, so maybe I should say it's like they're playing with a baby, because some of the kids are really good. I, on the other hand, am really not. I'm total trash at that game. If it was bad before, it's worse now, so... You know, it is what it is. Your 9-year-old can build like Ninja in Fortnite. Nice. Well, your 9-year-old could seriously kick my backside then, because I'm terrible. It was very entertaining to you. Planet Zoo, green meat edition for the win. Love watching you play Stardew Valley, but I'm terrified to play it myself. Why terrified? I mean, the nice thing about Stardew Valley is the entire game is so laid back. I mean, you can min-max as much as you want to and just go crazy with it, or you can just chill out and take things at your own pace. That's a really nice, relaxing game to just hang out and play. I find that the more time I spend with Stardew Valley, the more time I want to spend with Stardew Valley, which is kind of neat. You're underestimating what's entertaining to us. I guess I am, yeah. Do I have Jurassic World Evolution? I do, yeah. I've played it on the channel a little bit. I had a couple of videos. They didn't seem to draw much interest, so I didn't really play it a lot. Oh yeah, what are we gonna feed these hatches? Clay, dirt, excellent. Do we have a lot of dirt right now? I can't remember. It's really hard to read this overlay. I kind of wish sometimes there was like a gray background to it so you could actually read it. Organic, no. Agriculture, no, that's not what I want. Cultivatable soil. All right, dirt. So we have 207 tons of dirt. I think we can afford to feed dirt to these guys. I'm not going for any crazy hatches. We'll just get the regular ones, so they can munch on dirt. Dirt's kind of a valuable commodity, but with the amount we have right now, I think it should be fine. Set that at a 6. Keep it stored up. More duplicates. This will be probably our last duplicate for tonight. Duplicate number 15. Still Snow is already in the colony. Who would like to join the colony? Now, there are no guarantees of survival, so if you do happen to arrive in this colony, be prepared your duplicate may be dead very soon. So far, it's been going swimmingly, but you never know. Night owl, biohazardous, no taste, squeamish, pacifist, unconstructive. Boy, these are... Actually, this one's pretty good, except that I don't really need the science. Or that one. Man, unconstructive and allergies. Harold, you're useless, buddy. I guess we could make him a chef. Binge eater. Well, I really don't need the science. Well, actually, the science might be helpful if they do rocket science stuff, but I got a couple scientists already. All right, we're gonna take Harold. He's an awful choice, and I really shouldn't pick him, but we're gonna take him anyway. Katrina Connolly. All right, Katrina, you can join in here. Katrina, welcome to the colony. You can be our fancy chef of sorts. Apparently, you don't build. You don't really do anything else, but you'll cook stuff. So I guess that's a thing. Oh, Mickey Mouse, we didn't give a job either. Improve farming for Mickey. I am Groot. We'll put you on doctoring, I guess. Why not? We'll have 2 doctors. And then Katrina, we'll put you on chef's duty. Alright, so they give us 2 chefs now. I haven't been doing a lot of this priority setting because I found that in general, I kind of like them just doing everything. And so I'm going to give some minor preferences to a couple things here for farming and for cooking. We'll get them to lean in that direction. So they'll do it a little bit more frequently than the other stuff, but they're not necessarily going to like absolutely prioritize it over everything. Sneeve is exposed to floral scents. Make sure you don't get any buddy buds. Yeah, I don't have any buddy buds at all right now. Mr. McBaldspot with super chat. Let's all hold 3 fingers up for Katrina. You starved last as a cook. Oh, great. We can repeat it. That'll be awesome. Thanks for the super chat, Mr. McBaldspot. Much appreciated. Oh, I haven't done any artwork in here. We should have some fiber, I think. There we are. Not miscellaneous. It's not agriculture. Oh, there we go. Industrial ingredients. Oh, man. I forgot they put a scrolling wheel on this thing. All right. So you have 6 reed fiber. I likely should save that for suits, but I'm not going to because I'm not smart. We're gonna do paintings. We're gonna do some paintings up here. We haven't done like any artwork in this place, aside from like statues and planter hangers things. Blank canvas takes 1 for each, so we have enough for each. This also takes 1, so we'll do a couple of big pictures in here. Finally, give them some decent paintings in this whole joint. Allergies don't seem to be that big of a deal. Well, it's more just like a stress inducer for them. They sneeze and stuff, it causes stress, and that's... But if your stress is already in good shape, it's not really a big deal. Okay, this automatic dispenser... I'm gonna need to connect that to our power supply. So, hook this thing in over here. Shaboink. I want this to be filled with ice, so that's going to be liquefiable stuff. We'll put ice, well, ice and snow, actually. We'll put them both in here. This guy still hasn't gotten wrangle, neither of you. We have a couple of them dropped off here, but there's a whole lot of them not getting wrangled at the moment. Maybe that's because I don't have anyone set. Brittleloo. Brittleloo we have working on ranching, but is there only the one person working on ranching? Huh. For all the stuff I grabbed. Who knew? Alright, well, whatever. She'll get to it. No panic. They're not really that much in the way anyway, I guess. Hey, Durgan, how's it going? Can you farm reeds? You can, yeah. I just have to find the seeds. Actually, I should check and see if I have some. Seeds. Mealwood, Blossom, Briar, Mirthleaf, Thimble, Pincha. Nope. I don't have any of the seeds for it, unfortunately. No, if we can find a swamp biome, then there might be some out there. No, I mean, find one. I mean, there is definitely some out here. We just got to go find the thimbleweed seeds. There's some right there, actually. It's funny. It doesn't show me as having them. Even though they're in range. Oh, there they are. Man, thimbleweed seed of 10. All right, so we do have some. We could set up a farm for those. We have plenty of polluted water. It'll just be a question of having the right temperatures, I guess. What does thimbleweed grow at? I don't even know. Let's cancel one of these so I can check. Cancel you. Thimbleweed, where are you? There you are. All right, 22 to 37 degrees Celsius, so we're gonna need some decent temperatures. And then you need like polluted water and stuff. So otherwise, you know, not really that big a deal. It's more just the temperature thing I'll have to be aware of. So we'll need to create an environment for them that's gonna be warm enough. So that's not really gonna be my top priority, unfortunately. Sufficient resources, copper ore. I used up all the copper? Alright. Apparently I did. Let's dig in here. There's a little bit of copper in here, I think. And in the meantime, I'll swap this over to iron ore or whatever. We have tons of iron, I think, still. There we go. Perfect. Oh, what are we missing here? Insufficient resource. Igneous rock. Man, I'm all out of all kinds of stuff. How do I not have enough igneous rock? Granite. Sedimentary rock. Fine, use that. I don't really care. Okay, that's good. Polluted water equals pea water. Yeah, among other things. We have some coming out of a geyser over here as well, so we have polluted water from that. We're getting polluted water from our power production system down here off the natural gas generators. If we did a petroleum generator, that also produces polluted water. We're getting extra polluted water from the toilet system. So we've got a pretty good circle of polluted water moving around the colony right now, just doing like heat exchanging and stuff. Ooh, this is ready to run. It's just not powered. Oh, and I have to finish that too, I guess. We're close. We're getting there. Soon, my minions, soon. Geyser water equals asteroid P. For when that asteroid just really has to go. Listening and lurking being Bluetooth too. Well, I'm glad you were able to join in, Durgan. It's incredibly inconvenient of you to stream while I'm at Moxie's. Sorry, Durgan. I didn't mean to do it. I didn't mean to. If it's any consolation, Durgan, I am going to be away next week, the 6th through the 9th, so there won't be streams on those nights. All this ice down here. So much of it. I wonder how I ended up with all this ice here, actually. I don't remember there being... Well, I guess there must be... I can see ice down here, so maybe there was a pocket of ice I dug into, but I don't remember that. Mind you, I don't remember what I was doing half the time last stream, so... could be. Natural gas geyser equals asteroid farts. That's right. We're like children here. Everything's about the pee and the fart jokes. Oh, they're almost finished. We can fire this thing up in a minute. Let's get this guy out of here. Actually, it doesn't really matter. You can stay in there. Boom. Okay. Power grid is built. The liquid is connected. Gas piping set up. We're ready to roll. I just need to produce some power in this thing now. So I guess I should give them like a little temporary treadmill down here. This could be our little Kickstarter. Yeah, use a Kickstarter down here. This is not going to be the most effective method because it's not going to generate enough power initially. So it's going to like start and stop and start and stop. But we'll see what happens. Anything over... Oops, not 7,000. Anything over 700, I want that thing to start pumping. Good. Very soon. Very soon. Never going to the south this time of year. It's summer during the day and fall at night. Yes. Yeah, so they did give us a heads up of what the temperature was going to be like. I guess it's going to be around like 80 degrees Fahrenheit or something. Is pretty typical around this time of year. So we're going to bring some stuff appropriate for that. But it is a work function too, so I mean I can't just like walk around in flip-flops and shorts all the time. Unfortunately. I don't have to dress up or anything, but gotta at least look reasonable. You have some water below your farm on the bottom left. This dot right here, you mean? Or do you mean over here? Oh. Must be some ice that... I think there was ice sitting here that they melted or whatever. Oh, look how warm it is down here compared to everywhere else. 30 degrees, and this is 38 degrees. Maybe I shouldn't have insulated this. Maybe I should just let the heat go. I think I'm gonna do that. I actually don't. These things don't have to stay hot. I can separate these out. Let the heat go outside into the outer limits. Wait, where are you going? I'm headed to Nashville, Tennessee for a couple days. Our company is they're kind of global. They're in like 35 different countries. So the North Americas, the GM, or I don't know if he's I think he's a GM. Anyway, he lives in Nashville, so we're headed to Nashville for some meetings. Good idea to do something. I like the warmth. Well, the down here, this is just going to let it dissipate into the general environment around it, but it is funny that that's like the only warm spot down there. I mean, up here it's temperate, which is good. Actually, I'm really happy with how this all worked out. I just need to get the farm to a better place, temperature-wise. I think they've been putting, because they keep having to refill this with dirt and stuff. Oh, these aren't growing. Body temperature. Ruh-roh. Where's that oxygen? Give me the oxygen, man. Oh, yeah, we're gonna get a sort of a mix of junk in here initially. Okay, these doors need to be shut down. I don't want duplicates going in and out. Actually, you know what? Let's just make sure that, just in case I happen to let a duplicate in here, let's make sure that in general they can get out. They can't go in, but they can get out. How's the temperature there? Temperature is 6 degrees. Yeah, so we'll see what happens. 17 over this side. 8. Huh, that's weird. Okay. Well, whatever works. One of our branches in Nashville, you have to get the Nashville hot chicken. Okay. Your brother lives in Nashville. That's awesome. I've never been to Nashville before. This will be my first time. I have no idea what we're supposed to be doing there, but I know I'm spending at least 2 full days in meetings, which, let me tell you, is just the most exciting thing. I can't contain my excitement. But so we'll be in 2 days worth of meetings, and then I don't know what we're doing otherwise. They'll probably have some like dinner plan kind of stuff. So I probably won't get a whole lot of time to do sightseeing and stuff, but yeah, it should be interesting. I'm going to stay at 15 duplicates for the moment. Let's bring in the pinch pepper seeds, because I don't know if I can get those elsewhere. That brings me up to a grand total of 3 of them. Woo! Go 3. How do you do the overlay for materials specific? So if you click up here for the materials overlay, you get this horrible jumbled mess of stuff. And then you just check off the boxes. So if I want to see metals, this will show me where the metals are. If I want to see the consumable ores, it'll show me that. And then they're color-coded so that you can kind of tell what they are. It's not really the best overlay. There's apparently a mod out there that has a better overlay that I keep forgetting to grab. Looks a little bit more like the original overlay they had for the game. But yeah, that one is there. A friend of mine in Nashville lived there for years. If you're into music, it's the best place to be. Oh yeah, that's cool. Yeah, like I said, I don't know what we're going to be doing. I hopefully we'll go and get a chance to see a little bit of the city, but we shall see. Wrangle you. Oh look, we got water up here already. Oh, that's working good actually. Okay, let's increase the priority on this thing. Oh, you know what? No, if I had a consistent place to send where I could pick up the ice, then I could put a rail system there, but I don't think it's worth it based on what I'm doing here. So I'll just increase the priority for this. We'll set it to a 6 or something. See how they go. This is all running automatically now. I can disable this. I don't think I'll need to supply any more power into this system. It should just run on its own now. So that's good. We have a good supply of oxygen going. Down here, we can turn off these. I'm not going to deconstruct them. We'll just turn them off. With the triple oxygen flow, we'll probably max out. Yeah, we're already maxing it. Good. Perfect. Excellent. Yeah, it was a good idea. This is a really good way to melt it, actually. I like that. And we're not expending... Oh. Minor problem. They keep reloading it into the thing. Right. Let's set this to sweeping only. Okay, and then we'll tell them to sweep this. And I want them to sweep all this junk down here, too. Alright, sweep that, put it all up in the top there, and then we'll see what happens. Oh, wow, we got water. It looks like the ice actually melted on the way through here. That's not great. I guess it's kind of a long run for them to bring it upstairs. Oh well. Hopefully we won't get too much of a mess. I don't think she was actively watching the stream so much as just playing to hear the sound. Something about my annoying voice. So from what I gather, Fox, you're saying you're going to need someone to fill your stream schedule for this poor, soon-to-be-abandoned chat, eh? That's right. That's right, Durgan. For a couple days, I'll be away. Durgan streams on Twitch. If anyone wants to go check out Durgan's stream, I'm sure she'll be streaming on those nights by the sounds of it. Water is at 3.8 degrees, so it's not the warmest, but hey, this is working. I'll take it. Fantastic. That was a good idea. Thanks for that. Oh, they switched this out. How's the temperature in here now? Oh boy, that changed quick, didn't it? It went from being orange hot to being blue cold. Wow. All right. Well, I guess that works. If I ever need the heat from that thing, I guess I can tap into it again, but for now... I guess I'm content just to let it stay cool, because it won't break. It'll be break-free. It'll be awesome. Should I break these machines, I wonder? They're like 17 and 18 degrees. I probably shouldn't. Maybe I'll leave them alone. Okay, so down here, I also wanted to do... a power grid extension, I think was what my plan was over here. If I recall correctly. And I might not, because frankly, I have a mind like a sieve. But I think my idea was, or my intention was to have a power grid extension so that I could set up a break room for our duplicants and give them a little bit of boogie time. We need... Where's that? There we go. Man, can't even see. I'm blind. I've been struck blind. Help me. I needed... We gotta hook this up. I'm gonna need a wire bridge here. And then I think I'll just put like a transformer out here. And we'll run an independent line. It's gonna have to be a heavy transformer though. And we'll run a dedicated line specifically for our break room area. And then we can have them like have like a coffee and a arcade machine or whatever. Jukebot. Maybe we'll go with the jukebot. I like seeing them dance. It's funny. There it is. Oh, I forgot this thing took refined metal. That's okay. We got refined metals. Okay, and then in terms of power, we're going to need this more of this conductive wire to run up to here. We'll send this through the wall. And then I think I'm going to make this room up here our break room. So we can deconstruct all this junk. I'll relocate this oxygen diffuser down here or something. Oh, actually, if I put it there, it'll cause problems with our carbon scrubbing. I don't want to do that. Alright, so, well, we're maxing out on oxygen anyway. I guess I'm not going to worry about it at all. Isn't there a pollution vent? A pollution vent. Like a polluted oxygen vent or a polluted whatever vent? We have we have chlorine gas down here. I think we had only found a couple geysers, right? There's a lot of hydrogen down here. I wonder if there's... Well, it's not that high concentration. Might not be. I was thinking there might be a vent down there, but maybe not. It's hard to tell by temperatures. Let's look at the priority overlay and see if we can find it this way. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Oop, what's that? Plant. It's a plant. Huh. This place is pretty barren. Considering this is geoactive, we haven't really found that many geysers and stuff, but that's all right. We'll make do. Your power grids always seem to be your downfall. Yeah, so the important thing with the power grid is just to split it out as much as you can. I try to, there's so many ways to do this. You could do a decentralized power system. I'm producing all my power in one area of the base. You could split it into different areas and use those to supply quadrants. The only reason I do this is just because I think it's convenient to have them in the same spot. But there's really no necessity to do that. So there's certainly that as an option you could do. But the important thing is just to make sure that you spread everything out, or not spread everything out, but that you're distributing the power evenly across your different systems and not loading it all into the same one. And why can't I run a heavy watt wire here? Hello. There we go. Man. That's gonna put into there. Okay, they're gonna need a door on this fancy break room. Otherwise it doesn't count. Oops. Cancel that. Okay, what do we want to give them to break room? I'd like to give them coffee, but frankly we don't have the pinch of pepper nuts to be able to do it, I don't think. And until I can get a reasonable farm going for those, which is going to require some higher temperatures, I can't realistically do that. So I guess we'll give them the juke bot. That should be in here. We can also give them the arcade cabinet. This one consumes how much power? 1.2 kilowatts, and juke bot is 960. So if they use both of them, they'll actually go over the wattage limit on that wire. So maybe I won't do that. But we'll do a juke bot in here. I could dance the night away over there. I kind of wish there was like some comfy couches or something we could give them. I think that would be really cool. Get that glitch with Transformers too. I haven't seen that before. That's a new one for me. We have a fancy marble block decoration in the middle here. I don't think we need a water cooler in here, even though technically we could put one in there. Where's the recreation room here? Rooms overlay. Recreation room. No industrial machinery. We need a decor item. We have that. 64 tiles max. Yeah, so this will do. I can just come in here and dance. I really want to give them espresso and the arcade cabinet, but frankly, that's a lot of power. Yay, dancing soon. Oh, hey, Shy Pig. Never. One massive power grid. Go big or go home. Whether they all live or they all die in darkness. I mean, again, depending on how you do your colony, you can also do like an isolated channel up the middle and have your power branch off in different directions on both sides and split your grid that way. This colony is relatively large, but it's not huge yet. I tend to keep my colonies pretty compact in terms of like maximizing the space usage in the core area. I've seen other people's colonies where they're sort of scattered everywhere. I don't know. For some reason, I just don't do that. We'll take the acorn. We'll hold off on the duplicants for now. We're already at 15. We definitely have the food and oxygen and stuff to be able to supply more of them, but I don't have living quarters. We actually need to expand and add more living quarters. Which, I mean, we could over here, I suppose. We could reclaim all this. We got salt water over here. There's no lava biome on this particular asteroid. We have a frozen core. So that probably rules out oil and stuff as well, I guess. Good times. A griffin? What's this now? So you went to the grocery store today and you found skeletal dragons. Well, it is, you know, Halloween is coming up, so I guess that's an option. Pips is odd after playing so many forest... Oh, no Pips is odd. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, after the launch upgrade, I kind of focused on the forest as well, so I played mostly that. You're right, it is a little strange not having any Pips. Okay, so we need to connect up our juke bot, otherwise they can't dance. They can't be our friend if they can't dance. Found a leaky oil fissure in one colony. That's handy. Oh, there is a possibility for that, I guess. This is a geoactive asteroid, so we might find A leaky oil fissure. I'm not gonna hold my breath on it or anything, but so much food. So much food. Oh, they swept up most of the ice. We can sweep up this now. More ice formed down here. It's like almost like condensation freezing or something. Sweep up that. Sweet. If their friends don't dance, they know then they're no friends of mine. That's right. Can you do a car mechanic simulator and give tips explaining what motor goes with what vehicle? I really can't, LBO motor. I'm not a super mechanically inclined guy. I like cars well enough and they're neat and all, but I'm not really a super intelligent guy when it comes to that sort of stuff. I enjoyed playing the game, but I won't pretend to be an actual mechanic. And if anyone ever tries to bring their car to me, then they have something seriously wrong in their head. If they've seen me playing that and they still want me to work on their car, then, you know, they got some big problems they need to sort out. So, no, I'm afraid I don't really have the knowledge, I don't think, that you're looking for there. For me, it was just sort of a chill game to relax and play around with. Frozen core doesn't replace the oil biome, only the lava one. Oh, well, maybe we will find some down there. I need to get some exosuits set up. So I built this section down here, and I had intended to build exosuits, and then I kind of forgot about it at the end of the last stream. Actually, I thought we had built them already. Did I forget to save or something? Huh. Oh well, whatever. I guess we can build them now. No harm in that. Let's do Atmosuit checkpoint. No, we need the yeah, the checkpoint here. I love how they added the animation there. That makes it so much easier to understand how to place this thing. Whoops. Let's make some more. How much copper have I got? I gotta check out my metals here. Metal. We need... I normally save twice at the end of each stream just to make sure that I get the save in. We'll see what happens. You can never get far in this game, but I can get R? Alright, I'm confused. Yes, I forget the oil all the time, Dreadwolf. I forget the oil in this game. I forget the oil in Car Mechanic Simulator. Oil biome will likely be frozen. Gotta get some hot water source to melt stuff or fall in a volcano. Yeah, we'll have to see what it's like down there. I want to get down with our duplicates and just see what it's like. I mean, it's gonna be just a big chunk of ice and all frozen and everything, I imagine, but... Or it'll just be like the normal materials, but just very frozen. I don't really know what to expect. Let's send this up here. Well, I'm not gonna go through this chlorine pocket anyway. I guess I might as well just pierce it. It's not gonna be an issue. We've got our colony isolated using a gas airlock anyway. So we get all that coal out of there. There we go. That'd be neat. Like to see more exploration. Yeah, with this particular asteroid, I don't want to send the duplicates out too far without an exosuit because it gets really cold really fast. Like just up here, it's already like minus 30. Last thing I need is a whole bunch of duplicates with pneumonia. Well, I want to send a duplicate up here and see what this is too, but you got a check from a lawyer the other day. That's backwards. Doesn't it normally go the other way where you got to pay the lawyer? Isn't that how that works? If you're getting checks from them, then I'm doing it wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Man, it felt good. I bet. Civ 6 was fun. Played a lot of it, but it's a different. Yeah. Stuff is something else actually. It's, oh yeah, you can't get far in the game, but you can get really far in Civ. Oh, I see. A really hard time with oxygen included. Well, this whole game is really just about like learning the basic systems Once you get the basics down, you can get a stable colony. That gives you the ability to sort of experiment and try out different things. But if your colony's not surviving very well because you're not producing enough oxygen or enough food, then it's really hard to try out new and different things with the game. So it's, I think the key is just to stabilize, and then it gets easier after that. But like anything else, it's a practice thing too, I guess. What asteroid? We're on the Rime Asteroid. So this is the one that's frozen. Temperatures in here are a little on the frosty side, so if we pan out, you can see we've got a couple geysers that are producing heat. Oh, and it's actually warm over here, oddly enough. But the rest of the asteroid is pretty cold, and we've got our colony up to a decent temperature inside here. The farm space is just not climbing the way I would like it to. I think it's got to be because they constantly keep having to restock dirt in this area, and they're taking dirt that's really cold. So every time they go and put the dirt in, it's just further cooling things. I think we might be approaching too much oxygen. Well, we're pretty much max pressured. We've got all the CO2 all compressed down here. If it ever creeps up high enough, this thing scrubs it out. So we're keeping a clean layer right here, and then everything above is being well oxygenated. The only catch with that is that if we're expecting the oxygen to produce any warming, it doesn't as much because we're not letting as much oxygen flow in. So there's that, I guess. Things are warm up here. How's our oxygen here? 25 degrees it's coming out. That's actually pretty good. That's a good temperature to have in here. 15 by the time it gets down to the bottom, though. Oh, wait a minute. I used to insulate it on one side and not on the other. Why did I do that? I don't know why I did that. Let's. I'm gonna change this pipe over. I don't need insulated over here. I actually want the heat. We'll let it just spread the heat all the way through the base. Keep everything warm and toasty. Well, it made it to cycle 50 last round, and Rime. Oh yeah. What was the challenge you had? Was it food or was it oxygen? I suspect probably food because there's plenty. Please make sure it's configured correctly. Wahaha. That's not good. Hey everybody. I don't know if the stream got interrupted there or not, but I saw a little pop-up from I plan to put those up here. Let's take a little storage bin up here for some directlet eggs. No, actually, why build that in the way? I can put it over here where it's out of the way. Okay, and we're going to give our directlets something to eat this time, since last time we didn't. Because, you know, brains and all that. Food, farm tiles. I guess I'll just do... I'll do a set of, like, 5 farm tiles in here, and then I'll replace some of these other ones with airflow tiles. To let the CO2 flow through. Not that I'm expecting a lot, but this needs to be set to directlet eggs only. Priority 7. Once we get them in there, we can just drop them on the floor. I died a lot and learned to develop more than one power source. Ran out of coal a few times. Yeah, it is really important to spread stuff out, as they were saying. So I have 2 power sources going myself. Plus the treadmills. We could be doing more, probably, than what I have right now. Because every time this goes idle, this is a major power source right here. All this natural gas. But I am storing it up in here, so when that thing goes dormant, we've got backed up storage systems full of natural gas. So hopefully, we won't run out anytime soon. And then I have my coal power generation set at a lower priority. So we're preferring to use natural gas. And then when that's not enough power, or it runs out of natural gas, then the coal power generators kick in to supply the extra kick we need. So we shouldn't use up too much coal. This ice is not melting anymore. It's actually starting to refreeze up here. That's funny. How about that? How about that? You Miss Asteroid here. That is a fun game, yeah, but I haven't been playing as much because it hasn't had a lot of interest. They have the jetpacks in the game now, and I remember playing those at PAX East last year, and they were a lot of fun. I kind of want to jump in and play it again. The hardest part I find with Astroneer is that I can't control when people join the game. So if you get like 4 people in there, or 5 people in there, whatever it is, let's join. What's going on here? Illumination. Shine bug. Oh, get out of here. Why is this open? These need to be on auto. Can't have shine bugs flying in there. Anyway, when you got like 5 people in the game, it gets pretty laggy. 4 people in the game, whatever it is, it gets awful. Soon you'll be in your head forever and act like the voice in your head. That's right, Rabbit. Fox in your head. I'm gonna convert you to do good things instead of bad things. Give up your evil ways. Okay, everything's going swimmingly. We need some stuff. We're gonna have an oxygen production system for this, which is gonna be easy enough because we have an overabundance of algae at the moment, so that will be really helpful. I have only 5 docks built here, so I need a 6th one of these. I mean, I don't need a 6th, but I want a 6th. Put another atmospheric dock here. Up in this space up here is where I'm going to dig out, and this will be our little oxygen production room. I'll get a double win. I'll get some coal, and I'll get some copper. And then we can actually produce some O2 up here. We'll bottle it up. We'll send that into our exosuits right below it. I kind of want to have enough room in here for at least one gas reservoir, but these are kind of big. I sort of hate that. These things are like massive. I'm gonna build one here. We'll put it behind a door, so I'm not consuming excess room in here. So we'll put like a door here. Actually, I don't even really need a door. There's no reason to actually have access to it. I can just wall it in after. Okay, so we'll build all this in here. I'm going to send it into the gas reservoir, and then from the gas reservoir into the suits. And that way, if for some reason they're not supplying algae, we'll have some of the gas stored up to refuel. Hopefully that will help. Got the 3rd pump for the oxygen room. I do, but it's way up here. So I'm not going to bother piping it all the way down there. I'll just keep this supplying oxygen for the colony. I'm content to let that continue to go. And I'll just have them produce some using algae down here. So we'll do a ventilation here. We need a gas pump. Like so. This is going to go right below it. This is going to need ventilation, so we'll use this to pump into here. Output is going to go down. We'll split it in 2 different ways. And then split that into 3. So we fill each suit evenly. We don't necessarily need to. We can just fill from one end to the other. I'm going to go that route. So we'll split in half, and then it'll split in thirds, and we'll get an even distribution. And then all this can actually be just connected right into the heavy watt power grid. I don't even need to do anything fancy with that. Man, running out of alloys. We need the metals. Oh, I need a little another wire bridge here. What's going on here? Stop bugging out on me. What is going on? Have I already got a... That's weird. It won't let me put a wire bridge at the bottom end of the ladder. I guess maybe it's in the way of the transformer or something. That's weird. Haven't seen that before. You still streaming Ancestors? Yeah, I have a little bit more to do on that game. We're at around the 2 million, well, 2.5 million to 3 million mark there, so we're getting pretty close to the end. I think we've mostly explored almost everything there is to explore. So we're getting close. But yeah, I do intend to finish that game out as well. Can you show how you tamed the natural gas vent? Yeah, so up here, it's a little hard to tell how I set it up, but basically, I built a side room beside it, and I left this intact. So let's say, like, in here was It didn't have a tile wall, but it was just like this stuff over here. So I just left it like that. I built all of this structure and got it in place. And then once I was ready, I broke this wall down, and I let the natural gas flood into the area where I have my pump. My pump is set up on an atmo sensor so that it'll only pump when there's more than 1,000 grams of pressure in here. Because there is some other gas in here. There's polluted oxygen that's being pressed up at the top. So that'll grab just natural gas. It pumps it all the way down to the bottom here. And I have it feeding into a series of 6 storage containers. So I have it storing up any excess amount. So we draw as much as possible as long as that thing is producing. Because it's going to go idle again. And we want to have as much of it on reserve as we can. And then those feed into our natural gas generators down here to produce the power that we want. But it's these are generally fairly simple to set up. And on this particular asteroid, the temperature doesn't get too out of line either, so... This asteroid kind of makes it, like, really easy with temperature management. You still in the land of living? Yeah, no duplicates have died. Everyone's still alive. Congratulations. Small miracles and all that. I might as well actually... I'll convert this over, too. We'll get the resources out of this. Tanks are getting full. It looks like they are, yeah. It's getting there. It's still consuming it, but that's good. I actually want this to be built up because this gives me... No one's talking to you, Siri. Stop it. Apparently, I asked her, are you going there? Alright. Stupid Siri. Always listening. Yeah, anyway. This is getting filled up, but we do want the reserve there anyway, so I'm okay with that. I could suddenly hear this woman's voice. I was like, what in God's name is that? Sacrifice one dupe to keep the gods happy. Why, are the gods displeased? I thought they were happy. I thought they were happy with our life on Rime. Living in this frozen world. Making all kinds of awesomeness. Does this have the eggs in it yet? It does. Alright, let's drop those on the floor. This I want to be mealwood seed. We'll copy those. Blah, blah, blah. That'll give them something to eat in there. I think this means we need a Siri dupe. Are you going there? I don't know. I don't even know what I said that she heard that, but... You spelled Siri with a C? Poof. It's sometimes a little spooky to think that the phone listens that accurately, but... What are you gonna do? I kind of like the convenience, so I'm not likely to complain too much about it. It doesn't spook me that bad. This is a physical entity who deserves to be here. Somewhere on the other end of the phone, it turns out Siri is a real person. She just talks a lot. Hey Siri, are you really real?
In the cloud, no one questions your existential status.
I don't know if you heard that. Apparently in the cloud, no one questions your existential status. Alright, let's get rid of this little wire here. Okay, I have actually, I'm gonna need a double use of wiring here. I need a wire to run... Oops. What? Didn't tell to do that. I need a wire to run here that we can actually feed into our pump. How much is on this grid? Potential load, 1,260, but that includes this pump, which I'm not using. This runs intermittently. This is turned off. This is not in use. This only... Alright, so we're actually... This grid is largely fine, I think. I don't know, these are kind of important up here. Alright, I think I'll be okay. This doesn't need to run that consistently. So we're going to run a wire through here into this pump and into... here, and then down below, we'll just run heavy wall wire. I guess we'll use aluminum because it's there. And that will feed into all that. Sweet. Wonder if Tom Cruise's daughter hates Siri because she has to go, what, all day? Oh my god. Maybe. Sounds like something an AI would get us to say, yeah, I believe you're right. Siri is actually short for Skynet. Wheezewort. All right, we'll take it. I don't really need it, but we'll take it. This is one of those few times where, like, cold production is just not something we're after. Why are you all going in here? I mean, they have 0 stress, so I'm not super worried about them going in here, but, like, honestly, do they all need a bath? Is that what's going on? Christmas time is someone offered your name for a very common plant used around then. Poinsettia? Like the convenience, as long as you don't realize that she records everything you say and records all of eternity, much like the stream. Yeah, let's face it, I'm streaming constantly anyway, so it's not like I'm not putting my big dumb... I'd say my big dumb face out there, but I don't really use a webcam, so my big dumb voice out there anyway. So I'm not really super worried about that, but let's face it, I'm not doing anything terribly noteworthy anyway, so I suppose it doesn't really matter that Siri's always listening. If anything, I'd feel bad for her. She probably gets really bored. I'm kind of boring. I just want them to finish my stuff down here. There was fertilizer and slime in your fresh water. Well, I have the slime storage container over here, but I put it in a way that they didn't have to go in the water. Although I should really mop this up. Having them walk through this is just silly. I know you guys told me about that earlier, but I was feeling lazy. I didn't do anything about it. Now it's fixed. The 06 room isn't built because of the door. Oh, yeah. Wait a minute here. Oh, we ran out of iron ore. That would do it. Mechanized airlock. Whatever, make it out of copper. There. Now it should work better. Thank you. We're all listening to you, and you say you feel bad for Siri for having to listen to you. What about us? The difference is you choose. Siri didn't get a choice. Siri is like my electronic slave. Hey Siri, do you mind that I'm constantly giving you orders all the time?
It's 11:29 p.m.
Yeah, that sounded exactly like Do You Know My Time? We can also say I don't know. Yeah. I need to figure out a way to program Siri to say things that I really want her to say when I talk to her. Like, hey Siri, what's the best streamer out there? Or who's the best streamer on the planet?
Okay, I found this on the web for what's the best streamer out there. Check it out.
No, I don't want to check out the PC Mag article. See, I gotta like figure out how to program her to give her the, like when I ask specific questions, if she can give me the specific answer I'm looking for. I feel like that's what I need next. Let's see if they get this thing finished. Oh, let's disable this for a moment. Disable building. Disable building. I want to put a little bit of automation here using an Atmos sensor. No. Yes. Atmos sensor is what I want in here. And not self-centered at all. Trying to get no, absolutely not. It's not about being self-centered. It's about having an inanimate electronic device feed my ego. getting a sense of self-accomplishment through having my phone talk to me. Prompt, Foxy will be one of the first of the enslaved. Yeah, pretty much. You can do that with Alexa, can you? That's awesome. They do have APIs for it, so you totally could. Oh, neat. Hey Siri, what is the ultimate answer to life, the universe, and everything?
All evidence to date suggests it's chocolate.
All right. Siri is the smartest thing on the planet. Apparently, chocolate is the answer to life, the universe, and everything. Okay, this is all set up except for a tiny little bit of piping here. I need to finish the wall here too, I guess. That's probably a thing I need. We're going to do a little bit of damage, just a little bit when we pump this through here, but I don't really care because they can go and repair it. We have a whole bunch of minions running around. They can spend some time doing some stuff. We do need to make some suits, though. So we're going to need another station. Need the exosuit forge. Slap that right in here. $42. Chocolate is good. You're right on track. Good. Yep, you're all set, Megan. I think my wife is very much convinced that chocolate is the solution to all of life's problems as well. I mean, you can't go wrong. It's chocolate. 42. Well, 42 is specifically from the books, though. It's only according to that fictional series is 42 the answer to the life, the universe, and everything. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy or whatever. I wanted to make 100 oxy. What? Oh, you're the answer to the... Oh, okay, Rabbit, I get it. You can eat it, drink it, build things out of it. What's not to like? You can even bathe in chocolate. Too early, but I enjoy the earlier end of the day. Oh, Brandon, it's 5 a.m. for you? Ay, ay, ay. I am not a morning person. I don't know how people do it. I'm always impressed by people who are on the stream, and they're like, oh, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, good Lord, what is wrong with you? Why aren't you sleeping? It was also the answer to the original motion picture version. Oh, okay, fair enough. But that was based on the novel, so... Siri can't meme, that's what I've learned. She's got to be programmed to meme. She doesn't do it on her own. Why don't you change the door from the Dreco farm and put a little of hydrogen there and scale? Oh, yeah, I do have to get... I forgot about the scale thing. That's why I left them alone last time. I really should just relocate this whole farm. But it's got to be someplace warm enough. I mean, I forgot about the whole hydrogen thing, to be honest with you. I wasn't even thinking about their scales. What's the temperature out here? Well, can't go there. The real limiter here is more so like the temperature of the plants that need to grow to feed them than anything else. So I guess if I built a space that was warm enough for them, I could go out here almost. I don't know. I'm going to leave them where they are for now. We'll get our little bit of reed fiber out of them. I don't necessarily need a ton of it. Actually, now that I use the reed fiber to make those pictures, I'm feeling some regrets. It takes 2 units of reed fiber to make 1 suit. So I pretty much cost myself 3 suits by making pictures up there. No. 1.5 suits. 2 suits, because I would have had 6 in total. I could have made 3 suits instead of only going to get 1. That sucks. Oh well, I'm gotta start somewhere. How do we get fresh water in the polluted water pit? Somehow I don't remember. I think I had some ice or something that melted and fell in there. I can't remember exactly. I mean, this is all polluted water in this system. It might have picked up some down here, maybe, and mixed it in. There is a little bit of fresh water in here. How they got there, I'm not entirely sure. I think something might have turned to ice and then melted or something. I don't know. That should still be polluted water, so I'm not sure how they got there. I might have had some ice in here when I dug things out, and it just melted. But it's just a skim on top, and the pump's at the bottom, so it doesn't really affect anything. It looks strange, but it doesn't hurt anything. Do an inverted U section to give the hydrogen. Yeah, like the opposite of these things, right? So I use these ones for the CO2 locks. You can do the inverted version for the hydrogen locks. I mostly just need to figure out a place where I want to set it up. I have enough oxygen here. I could expand and take over more of the space up here and incorporate this into the colony too. And then do my farm area up there and set up some warming and that kind of stuff. Because this is fairly warm up here. I mean, I could harness the heat that's coming off of this thing, but I feel like I'm missing an opportunity. This is 19 degrees. I'm gonna heat up my farm. We'll take a pipe that goes through here. I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. kind of a wasted opportunity just to let it go, so I'm gonna tap into it. I have the water kind of doing the same thing over here, but this should help it in general. It's gonna go through the 22 degrees. I might as well heat up the farm. I don't necessarily want to use radiant pipe because I don't want it to change temperature too fast. So what'll happen if I use radiant pipe is up here at the beginning, it'll get lots of warmth up here. The gas will cool off super fast and will send cold gas to the rest of it. If I use just the regular piping, it should allow a more even distribution of the heat as it passes through, and that should hopefully warm up the whole farm a little more easily. It's great to use the radiant stuff when you want like fast temperature change, like right here. But for this, I want it to be gradual, so I'm inclined to not use it. Okay, so in here, we're going to deconstruct this. We'll connect this up into here. We'll see how all that goes. Fertilizer. Sure, we'll take that. I'm not really using farming too much, so we'll see how it goes. Okay. Gas temperatures are 13 degrees, 11 degrees. So it's coming through here at like 20, 21, 22. As it warms up the upper layers, the lower ones should start to get warmer as well. So I think overall this should help. Just take a little while for it to transition the temperature over. Just survived a tornado and it worked. Yikes. Well, I hope you're alright. Nobody get injured. Insulated tile, radius rock, normal tile. What's this now? Oh, sorry, I missed some questions. One question, where would I put power production buildings, on the top or the bottom of the base? Wherever you prefer. I have mine at the bottom. They're actually isolated way down here, but this asteroid's a little different. I'm not really worried about temperatures here so much. It's all cold down here. The key thing with your power production is what it's producing as a byproduct. So if you put if you have them actually in your base, then the heat's gonna be a problem. You generally want to kind of isolate them somewhere outside. Use insulated tile to block them off. If you put coal power generators at the bottom of your base, then the CO2 is going to stay at the bottom. If you put them at the top, the CO2 is going to go down, or wherever you choose to put it. You can actually put them in their own isolated room and let the pressure build infinitely off of these, because it doesn't have any limit. But then every time you send a duplicate into the room, their eardrums will pop. So you may not want to do that. I tend to like having them at the bottom, but I have had them at the top also. It's not. I don't think there's a huge difference there. You also don't have to have them all together. I have mine clustered together, but you could make them decentralized. Like if I wanted to, I could put a power producer here and here and here and here, and just have them feed their own little quadrant of the base independently, and then not have to worry about a big power grid, because each one could just use all the small wires instead, because you control the load on the individual power producer. And then by decentralizing, if you run out of power in one area, the other areas could theoretically be unaffected. But I like to have that all centralized because I like them all to be dependent, so the whole system gets electricity and I don't have like rolling brownouts anywhere. But it's up to you. It sort of depends on how you want to use it. Change the wall on the bottom. Sorry, you changed that wall on the bottom gas station. Couldn't you have changed the wall above them so the heat would feed into your base just a little instead of going... yeah, I could have, but it would have just gone in underneath the generators. So I don't know that it's really going to go very far. We could change it still. There's not really anywhere for the heat to go, per se. Like if we swap it back this way, you mean? And just let the heat radiate up here. It's going to stop up here anyway. It'll warm up like right here, and then everything beyond it will not really change. It's so cold down here. These things are not doing a very effective job at changing it. They're not densely densely packaged enough in there. Strangle that little guy. Our hatches down here are overcrowded and cramped, so we're gonna thin the herd a little bit. Not paying attention to their ages at all, but that's alright, I guess. This can be set up for barbecue, I think. We have that infinitely on barbecue, so we can make barbecue now. It's nice that we don't need the pinch of pepper nuts for barbecue anymore. That's kind of handy. Why are they not doing that one section of pipe there? Oh. That's why I got some buggy pipe. Well, that's a problem. They won't build it, and I also can't cancel it. So this one little dock is going to be completely useless. Great. Isn't that splendid? Saw a video where someone used 800 watt wire to feed 20 kilowatts through his base. Well, I mean, so the wiring in here, you can put a lot of things on this. See how it has like the potential load at 1260, but the current load's only like 420? So I have a lot more connected to this than the wire is capable of handling. I'm just not, I'm not drawing that much power through it right now. So, I don't know, you can get away with it to a certain extent. Depends what you're doing, but... You know, some of these little wire bits are sticking out all over. Alright, we have one little suit, which means we could start working our way downward. I have to make sure I keep this isolated, otherwise I'll end up dropping the suit off somewhere I don't want them to. But we'll send them down here. And of course, we're gonna need fire poles to go down here too, because we don't want them to spend forever working their way down. Oh, I forgot to turn this on. I guess that might be important. Let's enable this building. And this one. We'll set this to anything that's above 1,000 grams, so we can go ahead and pump that. Alright, that's going to take a little while to sort of fuel up as you will. It's going to be a while before we get reed fiber out of these guys too, unfortunately. Deconstruct and rebuild. I tried to cancel it, but I couldn't. Let's see what happens if we actually deconstruct it. Yeah, see, look, I can't cancel the supposed build job that's right there. And I also can't deconstruct it, so we're just sort of out of luck on that one. Maybe when we save the game and come back in, it'll be restored and we'll get a chance to do something with it. But for right now, it's sort of stuck there. I can't do anything about it. Body temperature issues in here. This is really not doing a lot to heat it up, is it? It's coming in at 22. By the time it gets into this middle row, just even a little bit, it's dropping all the way down to the teens. So we're actually not netting any gain off that. It was just sort of a lot of extra pipe for no good. I think we need to have a more thorough output of oxygen before that's going to work. It's sort of like hanging around in there because it's already the pipe's all kind of backed up. And it's allowing it to cool off more. And it's not really getting the heat down to the lower area. So much for that. Try to build the pipe again? Yeah, we could try doing that, I guess. Let's see. It did the little bottom extension on it that time, which it didn't do before. We'll see what happens. Little layer of CO2 here, but this should maintain the separation so we won't get any of the wrong gases in there. Why are you guys breathing in there? Get out of there. I should also consider connecting this wire in. Oh, we get a little CO2 in there. Just a little bit. Oh, this is all fully backed up now. That's awesome. That's gonna be... This should run for a long time now with all this gas stored up. Particularly since it's only turning on intermittently. That's awesome. This, in the meantime, has gotten even worse. I think my plan was counterintuitive here. I don't think that worked. I think instead I moved the warmth up, and the warm air that would have been coming out of the lower end of the farm is now not. So I actually caused more problems for myself than I solved. Well, drat. All right. Let's restore it to the way it was. I'll leave the piping in place. Deconstruct right here. Ah, I broke the ladder. That's not what I meant to do. Gas pipe. There we go. Okay, there we go. So that didn't work out as planned. Instead, I just transferred all the heat to the upper level of it, and that was really no good. I want to send all the heat as low as possible and get it to spread out from there, I guess. Oh well. Radiant pipes, maybe? Well, it's not really about that. It was just that the oxygen inside the pipe was changing to lower temperature at the upper level of the farm. So the way it's going here, it gets down to the bottom level of the farm. It comes out around 22 degrees. So it sort of warms things in here. Look at it. Look how bad it affected it. Oy vey. But instead what I was doing is it was converting to the lower temperature up here. So by the time I got down here, I wasn't getting any heat passing to the lower levels. So I actually stifled my whole farm. That entire plan didn't work in the slightest. That would be a good example of failed experimentation. Now I got all these materials that are here that are a little on the chilly side, so I got a plan to have them all swept out of there so that we don't have any of that. It's gonna take a while for that to recover. It's good that we have a lot of food. Rust. I don't need the rust, but we'll take it anyway. Anybody call a plumber? Don't worry, I'll fit you in next week. Rock crusher to generate heat. Yeah, we could do that, I guess. What do we got going on down here, heat-wise? I mean, it's all pretty cold down here, aside from this. Even changing this out, you can see the temperature really didn't spread up here at all. It just kept this stuff down here warmer. It's not cold enough. It's like 11 degrees there, where it was in the negatives over here. So this took on the heat a little easier over here than the gases up here do. But that's alright, we'll see what happens. I might gradually heat up the lower area a little bit. No, it's not about power. It's connected. Oh, actually, this one's disconnected. Why is that disconnected? Oh, I broke it when I broke this thing. Whoops. Mistakes are made. I guess we use copper because I got an abundance of that now. When I broke this particular Ambosuit dog, I guess I broke the wire too. Or I can't. Yeah, I broke the wire. This oxygen's not connected to this thing. It's just not going to work. Oh, wait. It actually shows that it's connected now. Okay. It's working. It just still has that phantom image on top of it. Not that I don't have enough reed fiber to build another suit there yet anyway, but... Alright. Well, there's that. CO2 at the bottom of the base is not good at transferring heat. Yeah, it's generally not. That's okay. It's just a little dirty. It's still good. It's still good. Oh, I do have a farm station here. It's the first time I've used one. I almost never use those things. We must have a whole bunch of mushrooms stored up. Oh yeah, sure we do. Let's make some fried mushrooms. Put our cooks to work. If we're gonna pay them, they should at least be doing something. Artifact disappears and reload. It's fine. Best way to stop heat transfer, vacuum. But it depends on what you're doing. Because the heat won't pass across a vacuum. You get like absolute no heat transfer with a vacuum. But it depends what you mean. So like you could use insulation tile and it will generally block a degree of heat transfer. But if you can isolate inside of a vacuum, then that will be the best method. Temp shift plates may be useful to move heat into the base. Oh, actually, what I should consider doing is putting temp shift plates behind the farm. I really think the problem with the farm, though, is the dirt that I'm loading in here, because it's hovering around 10 degrees. The rest of it's closer to like 16, like 19 on this side. If I put temp shift plates across here, I'm gonna experiment with the top row. We'll see what happens. I don't know if this is gonna work or not. It might perpetuate our cold problem, but we have the opportunity to experiment because, frankly, we have these are slow heating. We can afford to experiment because we have all kinds of food stored up. So we'll try that. I want to see what happens. I'm curious to see whether the cold is going to be more powerful than the warmth, and if it will just end up extending the cold out away from the farm into the other areas without positively impacting the temperature in the farm space. See what happens. Hey, CrypticFox, will you update the power tutorials for Oni that you did? Yeah, there's a whole bunch of them that I actually intended to update, and I haven't got around to yet. Meanwhile, the update came out in, what, like, the start of August? And I've been so distracted by other things. I've only done, I think, 2 of the tutorials so far. So short answer is yes. Long answer is I'm not entirely certain when I'm going to be working on them. What are the insulated tiles made out of? I didn't pay any attention to what I was building them out of. Most of them are probably made out of sandstone, which is not optimal. There are materials that are better for insulating, but I haven't really been super worried about it. Because it's not intensely cold out here. It's just sort of cold. And so far, they've been working great. Temperatures are really stable inside. All your base heaters belong to us. I think the answer is lighting everything on fire. It worked in RLCraft. It should work here. Yes, you're probably right. Also, lava. Lava works really good at heating things too. Use the thermal thing to heat the water and create a loop. Well, there's so many. So here's the thing. All the heating I'm doing in here right now isn't requiring me to spend any actual focus on heating. So the trouble with something like that is, yes, that 100% works. You can put a machine in place to specifically heat something, to then use it to cycle through your base. But instead, I went a different route, and I'm taking like naturally heated water sources and using that as my heating mechanism. So like over here, I have a geyser that's already producing polluted water that's at a slightly warmer temperature. It's only like 12 degrees now, but I can distribute that through the base, and that evens out some of the negatives. And then we've got machines in here that produce heat, and batteries, and I've got the oxygen coming in at a warmer temperature. It's like 18, 19 degrees by the time it gets distributed down here. When you have these things going, they produce oxygen at 30 degrees. So I don't know that in this asteroid you need to like specifically create a heating mechanism, unless for something like this where I'm trying to warm up my farm. It might be worth it, but for the most part, I don't know that it needs it. Quick question for you. Getting water if there's not a geyser, what are your gaining water options? There's only a few different places you can get water if you're not getting it from the environment or from the geyser. So obviously you can melt ice if you have that. So like we have pockets of ice here you can melt. You can find polluted water out in the environment and clean that. If you've already tapped into those resources, then your only other option if you don't have a geyser is to get it from different systems. So your lavatories will produce excess polluted water that you can clean and use. So there's a little bit of water you can get from that. It's not a lot, but you can get a little bit from your duplicates when they go to the bathroom. If you have natural gas generators, they produce polluted water when they produce power as a byproduct. So you can collect that and use it. Again, not a large quantity, so you couldn't run a whole base on what that produces. Same thing with the petroleum generator. It'll also produce polluted water, so you can get it from that as well. There are a couple of other things I think that produce polluted water as a byproduct. Where are we here on the refinement? The fertilizer, I think, does, or does it? No, the algae distiller. Yeah, the algae distiller produces polluted water, so you could get some from there. Not the ethanol. The fertilizer, I think, consumes polluted water. Yeah. So there's a couple machines anyway. You can also use a desalinator. So if you have salt water or brine on your map, you can use the desalinator. So over here, I thought there was one spot I saw that we had a little, yeah, over here. So like this salt water over here, we could convert some of that. But if you don't have a geyser, it's a little bit harder. So you kind of have to scrounge water from a bunch of different sources and then hope you can piece enough together. Who would have thought you could turn wood into water? Yeah, indirectly, right? Because you turn it into ethanol, and then you burn the ethanol, and that produces the polluted water. C2H5OH. Yeah, it doesn't create like massive quantities of polluted water, but it does produce a reasonable amount. So your petroleum generator is going to make 570 grams per, or sorry, 750 grams per second of polluted water, versus the natural gas generator, which only produces 67.5 grams per second. So you get significantly more out of the petroleum generator. If you have a forest biome and you can have arbor trees and stuff, the petroleum generator is a good option for you. Make more of these. Oh, right, I can't actually build them in there. See how that works. It seems to have helped a little bit with the temperatures up here. Not a lot. We're like 12.9, 13 degrees. Versus down here where it's like 10. If I connect the temperature plates over here, that might help a little bit. See how it goes. Base is warming up quite nicely. Oh yeah, we've actually it was cold initially. I mean, obviously, it's, that's just how this asteroid's set up. But with all the different things we have going on, the temperature of the oxygen we send in, cooking, the supercomputer and the research station produced a nice little bit of heat. The batteries we have around the colony produce some heat. We got polluted water flowing through here, which is sort of evening some of the temperatures out. Some of the fresh water even. The water that we have in the pipes here that we've used for the bathroom setup. But yeah, overall the internal temperatures in the colony are pretty good. I can't complain about those at all. Just got your question. Do you have flatulent dupe? I noticed that natural gas is slightly above the CO2. I do not have a flatulent dupe, but we did have an issue at the very top up here when I was setting this up. Some of the natural gas leaked out through here before I put this door in. I didn't have any CO2 up here, and I didn't realize that this wasn't sealing. So the natural gas leaked out through this opening, and we got some of it dropped down into this area, and then as the duplicates were going in and out of this space, some of it leaked in. So we do have a little bit in here, but it's not a large quantity. I generally avoid the flatulent dupes. I don't like them. If I can keep them isolated somewhere... Ooh, Paku. That's a good food source. Excuse me. If I could keep them isolated in like their own little room and have them run on a treadmill or do a job or something, then the flatulent dupes are okay because you can plan around it. But for the most part, I avoid them. I don't generally like the flatulent dupes. I guess we'll just kill off the Paku since I don't really have a tank set up for them right now. I think Brothgrub is also working on making dupes so stressed they pee themselves and recycle the water. That used to be early on when this game came out. Water was a real challenge in the game. Like, you had to really conserve. Which is where stuff like this for the water sieve came out and the bathroom systems, because we didn't want to have to keep feeding water into these things. And some people focused on colonies where they would just let the duplicates get super stressed and they wouldn't give them places to go to the bathroom, and they would just pee everywhere and they'd throw up everywhere. Stress wasn't really much of a factor aside from making them throw up. It didn't impede their ability to work or anything. So people had like entire puke colonies. And as they added in more mechanisms and stuff, that kind of went away. But yeah, you can definitely do that. But there are so many sources of water now that most of the time you just don't have to. What'd I get distracted by this time? You can set your compost heats up above your water below your farm and put air filters around them. They heat up really well. Yeah, where do I even have those things? Oh, I have them out here. Well, yeah, I mean, out here they don't heat up really well because it's too cold, but they're like 9.7 degrees. Yeah, see, they dropped the dirt here. The thing is, like, this dirt is a really low mass. So the temperature drops quick. But, oh, and it doesn't help they grab it and run it in. And store it down there, apparently. Alright, so our dirt is all hiding down here then in the cold. I should probably maybe store the dirt somewhere else. They're using it in the farm. I gotta stick it over here, actually. Let's put 2 storage bins in here. Oh, no, I can't. I got ladders there. Let's deconstruct the ladders. This may be good, this may be bad. I'm going to put 2 storage bins in here and put our dirt in here. If the dirt's too cold, it's going to cause... Oh, it's all in negatives. Yeesh. Maybe I shouldn't do that. I'll be dumping a whole bunch of negative temperature into the middle of my farm space. If I'd kept it someplace warmer, then I could have used that as a heating mechanism in my farm, but I don't think I should do that. Now that I've built it, I'll just leave those. Yeah, if I put like a huge quantity of like -6 degree dirt sitting in the middle of my farm, that's probably gonna sink the whole thing. Why is my base so cold? Well, we're on the Rime Asteroid, so this whole asteroid is cold. If you look in here, oops. Where's the temperature overlay? This is the asteroid we're on. Everything's cold. Even the whole center part of it was all cold, but we've been heating it up over time, getting it to a more comfortable temperature for the dupes so they have a nice, comfortable place to live. You should consider playing Flotsam. Yeah, I saw that game, and I actually do want to play it. Whether I can find the time to play it or not is another matter. There are, you know, 560 of you on the stream or whatever right now. If you don't currently subscribe to the channel, click on the subscribe button. Come back, hang out on another stream, check out another video. I'm going to call it a wrap for tonight because we're at midnight my time. So I think it's time to end the stream for this evening. I'll probably be streaming a couple more times this week. I haven't decided exactly what I'm going to be playing just yet. I know I want to play some Ancestors. I'd like to play some more They Are Billions. I want to play some more Planet Zoo. So I'm going to try and fit in a few things, but I'm not sure what the schedule is going to look like just yet. But once I know what I'm playing for each of the different days, I'll get something scheduled up so you guys can all join in. A reminder again, next week I'll have to travel to Nashville, Tennessee for a couple days. So I'll be gone from the 6th through the 9th. There'll be no streams on those nights, but with any luck, I'll get some videos pre-recorded that I can upload. At least one while I'm away, maybe a couple. And hopefully all that will work out. But thanks everyone for coming to hang out tonight. If you would like to help support the channel, you can, of course, click on that join button and join the membership. That helps support the channel for things like the new video card that I just purchased and installed on my computer. So thanks very much for that, everyone. I'm, as always, CrypticFox. I'll see all of you next time.